Welcome to Divorce 911. I'm your host today, Steve Parker, and I am joined today with Wendy Hayes of Mitchell Hayes, a certified divorce financial analyst, and Dr. Deborah Wilder, the Center for Therapy and Mediation. And we see our folks kind of working in a trifecta that we wish that they would get out of, and it's all about the drama, which leads to trauma, and then unfortunately that adds to more money spent. So drama, trauma, and dollars. How do we stop the madness with that, right?
That's a great question. In most divorces, there's conflict between the parents,
Right.
and unfortunately, kids, if they're in the home, they are the collateral damage. We've talked about that before. Um, Basically, if parents can learn to put their kids first and learn how to deal with the conflict and keep it away from the kids, the drama and the trauma will certainly be less. But when that happens, and I think most of the time it's unavoidable to a certain degree, um, and let's say even after the divorce, or if one of the parents moves out of the house and the other primary custodian is in the house with the kids, the parent has to deal with the kids and their trauma, and how do you help them feel better? In a previous video, talked about kind of stress relieving behaviors. Some are positive, some are negative, as spoken before. Some of the negative parts of stress relieving behaviors in dealing, let's say, with the kids or with ourselves, is that can lead to a lot of money spent unnecessarily, or it's hard to say no to ourselves sometimes. It's hard to say no to the kids, and we sort of put our desire to please, our desire to pacify, to make ourselves feel better or our children feel better. We sort of put that before reason, and that can lead to trouble.
Absolutely. And, typically people fight the most over children and money during a divorce. And so if we can draw a clear picture of the money side of things, then it helps people to make smarter, wiser choices and decisions. And it takes a lot of the animosity out of the situation if they understand what their assets and their debts look like and what their future budgets are going to be. And it also helps them to be able to put the family first, put those children first, and resolve the difference in an effective manner.
Right. I think that's kind of my lens that I'm looking at this through, is that rightly so, people as humans are going to feel like if nobody's looking out for me, then who is? And of course, and in a divorce, it's me against the other side, right? So how that's where I think it might escalate from there, and then it becomes more drama, even in the proceedings of the divorce. When you have more contention and you're not settling, then it's going to take more time with the professionals and the attorneys and the therapists, and on and on and on, so that you think you're going to get to an end result that you're aiming for.
Yeah, that's a good point. Talking about pacifying to help relieve some of the pressure of the drama can lead to, and what you're talking about is, the fighting, the nastiness. That's just going to prolong the process and cost a lot more money.
Right.
So yeah, that's.
And of course, when you have children and they see the parents going through this, and it's very contentious, and it's just overbearingly burdensome, your children are going to need counseling at this point.
That's right.
Right? And of course, we love our counselors and our therapists, but their time is valuable too. And if you mentioned a minute ago, Doc, where you were talking about considering the other side, right? So kind of that might be the high road here, is looking at helping somebody else get something out of this divorce, so that there's less trauma and dollars involved with it. Does that make sense? And how hard? That's got to be very hard for somebody to do, because again, it's me against you, and I got to get, and you can't have that.
Yeah.
I literally draw a picture for my clients. I give them, literally.
You teach them.
I do. I teach them.
Yeah.
I guide them through the financial process. I give them, spreadsheets that help them to understand and take all of that confusing paperwork and that jumble and help it to make sense. And then I show them what their budget is going to look like, both at the time that they go through the divorce and then 20 years into the future. So you understand how much money you need to make, how much money you're spending, and what that is going to look like long term for both parties, not just yourself. So when you're asking someone to look at what that means for the other side, you have that picture, that information that is going to make you feel better about paying child support or receiving child support and how much that is going to be. So it gets you to that place of understanding and acceptance.
The less drama and trauma, the more dollars you're going to keep.
Yes.
That's
Right?
right.
Yes.
That's
right?
right.
And the happier that the family and the remaining partners are going to end up in the situation. We'd love to create more of that. And as Wendy was talking here, the only way to do that is to see an effective plan for your future so we can minimize the drama and the trauma and the dollars in which you are spending. So please look out. Wendy Hayes, Mitchell Hayes, Dr. Deborah Wilder, the Center for Therapy and Mediation. Y'all look them up. Divorce 911, your questions and comments down below are always welcome. Thank you so much. Take care.